able to create some kind of pop art influenced artwork through Photoshop. And what I want to show you is kind of contingent on having something taken care of already. I want you all to use 3 different photographs of yourself in this, and it's sort of a self-portrait. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've already gone through and selected out the green screen background from these images, which I showed you how to do in a previous tutorial. And so those are ready to go. And then what I need to do is I need to create a new file. So go to File, New, and under your settings here, I've got this all set up already, but you might see something that looks more like this. Okay, you want to set your width. Make sure it's in the unit is set to inches rather than pixels or anything else. Set that to inches, and we're going to make this 17 inches wide, and I want the height to be 11 inches wide. And then the resolution needs to be set to 300 pixels per inch. And that's crucial because we want this to be a really good quality, something that we can print off, and so it's got to be pretty good resolution. Okay, you can see our file size at 48.2 megabytes. It's a pretty decent size for a picture, and I'm going to call this Brant Pop Art Self-Portrait, so that way it's already named. Let's go ahead and click OK. Okay, so now I've got a white canvas ready to go. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of my pictures again, got it all cut out, ready to go. And I'm going to just paste that in there. Okay, I can move this around. I've got my move tool selected here. I can move that. I can click on my show transform controls. I can make that smaller. Okay, and I'm going to apply that. Okay, now from here, you got different options. What I want you to do is work with this kind of pop art idea, kind of tradition of repetition. So one way to create repetition is just by dragging out copies of this. And the way to do that is you hold down the Option key, and you can see my cursor on the Move tool actually has a little different icon that's indicating that it's going to let me copy this. And I'm still holding down Option, then I release the mouse and click again. Lets me make another copy. Okay, so I'm going to have this and just repeat that out. Okay, I can bring that up. I can rotate that. You want to have them rotate up. Oh, now I'm in a transformation, so again I got to double click or hit return and make more copies. Okay, make a copy of him out here, rotate. It's starting to become a little maddening here, but bear with me. I'm gonna do a lot to this image here. There. Okay. Rotate that all the way. Put Mr. Brant over there, double click. Okay, and let's take this last one and pop that. Maybe there. I don't know. Okay, so this is looking a little bit crazy. Composition-wise, maybe not the best, but I'm going to adjust this as I go. Now I want to do something to give this some more color, maybe adjust the contrast a little bit, make it a little more expressive. And what I could do is I could go in on each of these different layers and kind of apply something separately. But in this case, I want to combine these layers and do something to the entire image as it is, right? So I'm going to select all my layers. I just click on the topmost layer, hold down the Shift key, scroll down, and then click on the lowest layer with me on there. And now I've selected all the layers. Now if I hold down the Control key or just right click, if you got your mouse set up to do that on the Mac, go to Merge Layers. Okay, and now you can see that's all one layer, right, which is pretty fantastic. Okay, I can turn my background off so you can still see I got that transparency there. Okay, so now with my layer like this, what I can do is I can go to, I'm going to show you how to do a gradient map. So go to Image, Adjustments, Gradient Map, okay? And from there you can see it's got this default gradient that is just black to white, a nice even fade. If I click directly on that, it opens up the gradient editor, and I'm just going to click through some of these and show you just some basic different gradients. These are the presets, right? This one's kind of burning your eyes out of your head probably. This one is kind of low contrast. It's a little difficult to see. But you can also, again, yeah, pretty offensive. You can also kind of tweak and adjust them. So this one, I'm going to work with this one. It's looking like it's pretty intense, but I can adjust the gradients by going into this section here. So I can adjust how quick these ramp up. If I want it to stay darker and then become lighter at a different stage, I can adjust the other side of that gradient. Okay, and I can also adjust where the center lies, right? And maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add another color, okay? And you can just click right on the edge there. You can see it's created another one. And now I can click inside of any of these and actually change what that color is. And I want to get a complementary color scheme here. So I'm going to actually just throw some blue in there. And then maybe I don't want it to be that dark of a blue. I don't know, maybe kind of tweak it around. Again, in this project, you're going to want to hit 3 major kind of art principles, and those are color, movement, and contrast. And right now I'm kind of working with color and contrast together. That's actually okay. Okay, and maybe tweak these back and forth a little bit. Again, feel free to really play with these sliders. Really experiment until you get this image to look, you know, to look how you want it to look. Okay. Now I'm just click OK out of the editor. Actually, I can also click New here. I can call this Brant 1 and click New. And now it's actually made that a preset up there. I can switch to other ones, switch to these old ones, and I can also go back to Brant New. Okay, Brant 1. Click OK. Click OK. Okay, so now I've got this sort of weird frame in here, and I'm gonna probably end up changing this pretty drastically just because it's so, I don't know, it's so boxy. Compositionally, it's not very good. But I'll probably end up making some copies of that itself, and then even maybe fading them out or something, so it becomes more of a kind of abstracted background. But let's see here. So I can take this, and I'm gonna make a copy of that right now. Let's see. Hold down Option, drag out. Okay. Hold down Option, drag out. Okay. And now I really like what's taking place here, where these heads are starting to really stack up and pile up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all my layers again, click on the top one, hold Shift key, click on the bottom one, Control click, and go down to Merge Layers. Okay, so now this is all again one layer. And I want to use the clone stamp to copy these heads out and have these heads kind of populate the rest. Okay, so I got my clone stamp over here. Click on that once. And it's got something from the last project I was doing. You can see it's got that little ghost there. So we want to retarget. So I'm going to hold down Option, and I'm going to click right on, I'm going to click on the nose of this guy in the middle here. And now you can see it's going to start repainting from that section there. Okay, it's flowing out. Got these to overlap a little bit. And now if I go over so far here, you can see it just starts targeting from down here. It'll just start painting out more shirts. So what I need to do is go over, retarget, and then I can start painting more faces over here. And then you can see it gets cut off at the bottom. So I got to retarget here and start painting here. Okay, and now I've got this, I didn't like how it looked that way. Okay, now I've got this giant crazy stack of Mr. Brant heads, right? So what I want to do from here is I want to start messing with the contrast a little bit, okay? I think something behind this is going to make it kind of stand out a little bit just in that white space. I'm going to do something with that. So I'm going to create a new layer. And this layer, I'm going to go over to this gradient tool here. If you click and hold down on that, you get the paint bucket with which you can paint something all one color, set to black here. You get your color picker here. You could paint it all red if I wanted. Or I could flip it back to my gradient tool, drag across, and it's got the gradient in there. And this gradient is actually the same Brant 1 that I was using for my faces, right? And if I drag a short line, you can see it makes it really take place in a small area. If I drag a long line, makes it kind of, come on, computer. Yeah, see, it makes it fade across that a little more gradually. And then I'm going to take that layer and I'm going to set it behind that, so it's kind of filled in those spaces. Now, there's really not a lot of contrast here, and I want to create a little bit of space. So I'm going to click on that, go to Image, Mode, Image Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. And I just want to bring the brightness on that down, okay? I can bring the contrast up. Okay, so it's made a little bit of that negative space stand out. And then I'm going to end up building stuff on top of this face area back here, and I want to build up the contrast there.